If you're sexually active and have ever noticed a foul smell, discharge, treated bacterial vaginosis, felt relief, and weeks later, that same smell, the discharge, or that subtle discomfort quietly returned, you're not imagining things, and most importantly, you're not dirty. You need this video, so stick with me because you won't want to miss this valuable information unless you want to keep smelling fishy. One of the most emotionally draining experiences many women face is recurrent bacterial vaginosis, aka BV. So if you hear me say BV throughout the course of this video, know I'm referring to bacterial vaginosis. You take the prescribed medications, you follow instructions carefully. For a while, everything finally feels normal again as it should. Then somehow, somewhere, it comes back again, and after the second or third time, you begin to wonder in silence if something is actually wrong with your body. If you aren't clean enough, or why does this keep happening to you? Well, think no more, because that's why I'm here today, to help you know better so you can do better, okay? So let me tell you something most women are never clearly told. When BV keeps coming back, it usually means the vaginal microbiome has not fully stabilized. The vagina is designed to be dominated by protective bacteria, mainly the lactobacillus species. These organisms produce lactic acid and hydrogen peroxide, keeping the vaginal environment acidic and protected. Now, you can think of them as your body's quiet security system. During BV, that protective layer becomes disrupted. Anaerobic bacteria, including organisms like Gardnerella vaginalis, begins to overgrow. The vaginal pH rises, becoming an alkaline environment, and that is when symptoms of BV appears. Antibiotics are very effective at reducing the overgrowth of bacteria in general. They destroy anything bacteria, be it good or bad, and does not restore the protective lactobacilli that is needed for adequate balance of your vaginal microbiome. So after antibiotic treatments, symptoms improve, but the ecosystem may still be fragile, and when the environment remains fragile, even the tiniest of disruptions can trigger recurrence of BV, and this is why BV can feel like it disappears only to quietly return weeks later. Now let's talk about the real world triggers or causes of bacterial vaginosis. The first cause is semen exposure. Semen is naturally alkaline in nature, having a pH of 7.3 to 8, while the vagina is meant to remain acidic, having a pH of 3.8 to 4.5. But after intercourse, the vaginal pH temporarily increases across the scale, becoming less acidic. In women whose microbiome is already vulnerable, this shift creates an opportunity for bacterial vaginosis associated bacteria to multiply again. This does not mean intimacy is harmful. It's just that the vaginal ecosystem is quite sensitive, especially during a recovery period. 2. Douching and internal washing. I have warned against this in several videos of mine. This is one of the biggest disruptors of your vaginal microbiome. Many women douche to feel fresh or clean, but medically, douching removes the lactobacillus bacteria that protects your vagina and mechanically disrupts your natural balance and flora. Even occasional internal washing can increase recurrence risk. Soaps are also alkaline in nature, and when they are introduced into the female genitalia, it destroys the thriving environment of healthy bacteria. So please, avoid soaps in your genitals. Third on this list is inconsistent condom use. Condoms do more than just prevent infections. They help to maintain vaginal stability by reducing exposure to semen and partner bacteria. Inconsistent condom use will allow more floral fluctuations, particularly in women prone to BV. The fourth is hormonal and menstrual shifts. Around menstruation, estrogen levels dip and menstrual blood temporarily raises the vaginal pH. Many women notice BV symptoms creeping back shortly after their periods, and this is because hormones influence glycogen in vaginal cells, which lactobacillus species rely on for growth. So a drop in hormones like estrogen can trigger the occurrence of BV. Fifth is incomplete microbiome recovery after antibiotics. After treatment, protective barrier need time and the right environment to repopulate. Now, for tools to actively support your vaginal microbiome, they include probiotics. These are supplements or vaginal products that contain beneficial live bacteria, usually lactobacillus strains like Lactobacillus crispatus, Lactobacillus jensenii, and Rhamnosus. Their role is to help repopulate the vagina with protective, helpful bacteria after the use of prescribed antibiotics, because antibiotics reduces the population of anything called bacteria in the body, be it useful or harmful. They work best after treatment and should not be used as a treatment for BV. Probiotics gives lactobacilli a chance to settle in and maintain an acidic environment that suppresses BV-causing bacteria. Some women notice fewer recurrences with consistent use for several weeks post-BV treatment. The second tool you need are prebiotics. These are essential foods for the good bacteria. They contain compounds that helps lactobacillus grow and thrive very, very well. Prebiotics alone won't cure BV, but they can enhance the effects of probiotics and also support long-term microbiome stability. The best approach for usage is prescribed antibiotics to reduce the overgrowth of bad bacteria, probiotics to reintroduce them into the system, and prebiotics to feed them to ensure their growth. You have to also pair this with lifestyle measures like consistent use of condom, gentle feminine hygiene, and avoid douching in order to give your microbiome the best chance to stay balanced. Also, avoid the consumption of alcohol, sugary things, and smoking. In terms of the best form of pre and probiotics to choose, always choose documented strains and high-quality products. How to prevent recurrence while protecting the vaginal microbiome as it rebuilds is key. And how to do this is by, first off, drink your water, ladies. I know right now I sound like a broken record, but you need to drink water. If you're not the type that drinks water often or you forget to drink your water, please set a timer on your phone. Let's say every 2 hours you drink a cup of water. This would help with hydration. So even if you're not thirsty, please drink water so that you don't end up harming your vaginal microbiome. Secondly, avoid douching or internal cleansing. Gentle external washing with just water is good enough. Third, be mindful of repeated pH disruptions, especially after treatment. Fourth, if you notice post-intercourse flare-ups, consistently use protection. Next, allow for adequate recovery time after antibiotics for protective barrier to re-establish its colony effectively. And then you seek medical evaluation if BV recurs multiple times per year. So, if you're dealing with recurrent BV, you need to hear this clearly. You're not dirty, you're not overreacting, and your body is not broken. BV recurrence is super common, and once you understand these patterns, it becomes much more manageable and healing will be expedited. A round of applause for you. Thanks for hanging out with me today in today's video. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share it with your female friends and sisters, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.